What if I told you you could ditch those big banks?
Yeah.
Build a system that actually works for you, for your community.
Yeah, it's really all about taking back that financial power,
Hmm.
building trust, for a more resilient future.
Yeah.
We're talking informal groups coming together,
Right.
pooling their resources,
Yeah.
creating those solutions that those traditional banks
Just
just,
don't offer. Yeah.
yeah, aren't offering.
So who are we talking about? Who's really struggling out there in this financial landscape?
Well, entrepreneurs,
Okay.
especially, women of color, those in rural areas,
Yeah.
they often face a brick wall, when they try to approach those traditional
It's
banks.
like a systemic issue.
It
You
is.
get these brilliant minds, these entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
They have the drive, they want to succeed,
Yeah.
but then they don't have the traditional collateral,
Right.
or that credit history that the banks always want.
It's like they're shut out,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
before they even get a chance.
It's almost like,
Yeah,
to prove themselves. I've
absolutely.
got a friend. She had this great idea, right?
Yeah.
For this sustainable clothing line.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't get a loan
Really?
because she didn't, I don't know,
Oh.
fit their, like, little narrow criteria.
Right, right.
So, you know what? She found a local group.
Good for her.
They pooled their money together
Yeah.
and invested in her vision.
Wow.
And now it's thriving,
That's amazing.
creating jobs, ethical fashion.
It's a win-win, for sure.
It is. It's a win-win.
That's a perfect example of how community banking can empower people
Absolutely.
and, fuel that innovation.
But it's not just entrepreneurs, right? I mean,
No, not at all.
retirees face a whole other,
Yeah,
set of challenges.
absolutely. That fixed income
Yeah,
doesn't keep up with
doesn't keep up.
that rising cost of living.
And then any unexpected expense throws everything off.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, my grandpa.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
Mm-hmm.
He is battling
Oh, no.
online banking.
Yeah.
He accidentally paid his electricity bill twice.
Oh, no.
It took weeks to sort it out.
I can only imagine.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, Grandpa,
No.
this is tough,
Mhm.
for older generations to kind of navigate this whole."
It's a whole new world, right?
It is
Yeah.
the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Those people who are completely excluded from the formal banking system.
Yeah, I mean, globally, we're talking over 1.7 billion adults.
Wow,
Unbanked.
unbanked.
No access to
Yeah,
basic financial services,
so they can't.
building savings, securing loans, or
Right.
fully participating in the economy.
Wow, that's a big number.
It is.
It highlights, the
Yeah.
inequalities in our system.
Absolutely.
So why are these traditional banks failing so many?
Well, I think profit is a factor, right? But I think the real issue is just the
Please.
structure of these institutions.
Yeah.
They're built on these rigid systems, high overhead, and they've got this risk-averse mentality.
It's like they're designed to keep people
Yeah.
dependent almost,
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of empowering them.
Right, they're prioritizing those shareholders over the people.
Yeah.
I think you're hitting a crucial point here.
Yeah.
They often perpetuate financial exclusion
Mhm.
because they're prioritizing profit over people.
Right.
They're relying on these outdated systems
Yeah.
that fail to,
Don't recognize the needs.
recognize the diverse needs and the potential within our communities.
And that's where I think
like-
community family banking comes in.
Yeah.
It's about creating a system that's by the people for the people.
It's about flipping that script,
Yeah.
building that trust within your own circle
Yeah.
and creating solutions that
That work for your needs.
Absolutely.
And your goals.
Exactly. We've been
Mhm.
talking about, the limits of these traditional banks,
Right.
how community and family banking can be like this powerful alternative.
Yeah.
It's about taking back that control, over your financial future.
Right.
Building something that really aligns with your values.
Yeah. It's exciting to think about creating a system that's rooted in trust and that shared prosperity,
Yeah.
But how do you actually get started? What's that first step?
Well, the beauty is that it's really flexible,
Right.
You can tailor it to fit the specific needs and goals of your group.
So there's not just one way to do this.
Not at all, not at all.
Yeah.
There's a whole variety of approaches. Each
But,
one has its strengths and, things you got to consider.
Okay.
One popular model is that rotating savings and credit association,
Oh,
or,
wow.
RSCA.
I've heard of our SDAs,
Yeah,
but I'm not really sure how they work.
absolutely. So imagine a group of friends or family members.
Okay.
They all agree to contribute a set amount of money to a common pot
Oh,
each month, right?
okay.
And then Each member takes turns
Yeah.
receiving that whole pot. So it's a way to access like a larger sum of money
Yeah.
for specific needs,
Right. Right.
whether it's for home improvement or starting a business
Yeah.
or covering an unexpected expense.
So it's like a collective savings plan
Yeah,
with that added benefit of like a rotating loan.
exactly.
Got it.
And because it's based on trust and that mutual support,
Yeah.
there's no need for credit checks or,
Oh, good.
complicated paperwork.
That's good.
It's a very streamlined
All
way
right.
to
Yeah.
build that financial resilience within a close-knit group.
I can see how that would be empowering for people,
Yeah.
who don't have access to those like traditional loans.
Exactly. RSKs can be like a game changer
Right.
for, individuals and communities that are often overlooked by, those mainstream institutions.
So we've got arts KAs. What other models?
Another popular option is the lending circle.
Okay.
It takes a more like structured approach to that peer-to-peer lending.
Okay.
So in this model, members are contributing regularly to a fund.
All right.
Individuals can then apply for loans from that fund
Got it.
at an agreed upon interest rate.
So it's like a mini bank
Yeah.
within your own community,
Right.
operating on those principles of transparency and fairness.
Absolutely. And because lending circles are built on those social connections,
Yeah.
and a shared commitment to success,
Yeah.
they often offer more favorable terms and lower interest rates than,
Than those traditional banks.
Exactly, especially for those with those limited credit histories.
I bet that's appealing to, those entrepreneurs, those small business owners.
Oh, absolutely.
We're often like, stifled by the
Those strict requirements.
requirements of those lenders.
Lending circles can be a lifeline, for those trying to build their dreams,
Right.
contribute to, the economic vibrancy of their communities.
RSKAs, lending circles. This is fascinating.
There's one more I want to highlight. The Community Investment Fund, or CIF. This one takes a broader approach.
Gotcha.
It pools resources to invest in like larger scale projects that benefit the entire community.
Like what kind of projects are we talking?
It could be anything, from supporting local businesses, creating jobs,
Okay.
to developing affordable housing, or investing in renewable energy initiatives.
Wow.
The goal is to leverage that collective power of the community
Right.
to address those systemic issues and create, a more sustainable and equitable future.
That's taken to a whole new level.
Yeah,
It's not just about like individual financial empowerment.
Right.
No.
Creating positive social and environmental change.
Yeah.
CIFs show that incredible potential of community-driven finance.
Right.
To build wealth, but to build a better world.
So we've got all these community banking models
Mm-hmm.
to choose from.
Absolutely.
Can be overwhelming though,
Yeah, it can be.
especially, if you're new to this whole concept. So how do you know which one's right for you?
Well, I think the key is to start with a clear understanding, right, of
Okay.
your community's needs, their goals, and their resources.
So tailoring that model to fit the specific context.
Exactly. There's no one size fits all.
Yeah.
Take the time to research the models, talk to people, that have experience with community banking.
Right.
Don't be afraid to experiment
Yeah.
and adapt as you go along.
Right.
What works for one community may not work for another.
Makes sense. It's about finding that model that resonates
Exactly.
with your community's values, their aspirations.
Yeah, absolutely.
But once you've chosen a model, how do you ensure that like it's set up for success
Well, one of the most important things is to establish that strong governance structure.
right from the start?
Right from the start.
Yeah, you're dealing with,
Yeah, you're dealing with money, you're dealing with trust,
people's livelihoods.
people's livelihoods, exactly.
Oh.
So you need a clear set of guidelines that outlines, things like membership criteria,
Right.
contribution amounts, loan terms, and, procedures for decision making,
Right.
conflict resolution, and accountability.
So it's like creating a constitution.
Exactly. And just like a constitution,
Yeah.
it needs to be clear, it needs to be fair, it needs to be agreed upon by all members.
Right.
This helps to build that trust, that transparency,
Mm-hmm.
and that sense of shared ownership.
Are there any like legal considerations
That's a good question.
when setting up a community bank?
Yeah, while informal community banks may not be subject to those same regulations as traditional financial institutions.
Okay.
It's always wise to,
A check.
research local
Yeah.
laws, guidelines to ensure that you're operating within that legal framework.
Right.
Consult with a legal professional that can give you peace of mind and
Yeah.
help you navigate, any potential complexities.
It's good advice. Better to be proactive.
Absolutely.
Make sure everything's above board.
Yeah, transparency and accountability are really key to building that trust
Mm-hmm.
and ensuring that long-term sustainability of your community bank.
So we've covered choosing the model,
Mm-hmm.
establishing that strong governance structure, legal considerations.
Yeah.
Any other practical tips?
Communication is paramount.
Okay.
Regular meetings,
Yeah.
open dialogue,
Right.
clear channels for sharing information
Okay.
are essential
Got it.
for maintaining trust,
Right.
addressing concerns,
Mm-hmm.
and fostering a sense of collective responsibility.
So it's not just about the finances. It's about
Yeah, it's about cultivating those strong relationships,
building those
a
relationships.
shared commitment to success.
Yeah. We're stronger together.
Absolutely.
And by
Pooling our resources.
pooling our resources. Yeah.
And our knowledge, we can create a financial system that works for everyone.
This has been so insightful.
Oh, good.
It's inspiring to see how, this is empowering people
Yeah.
to take control.
Absolutely.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, I'm curious about real world examples.
Yeah.
What communities are already experiencing the benefits of this?
Let's dive into those inspiring stories
Yeah.
after a quick break.
Sounds good. So we've been exploring, the exciting world of community and family banking
Absolutely.
and how it's really empowering people to take control of their financial destinies, right?
It's a powerful movement. It's
Mhm.
gaining traction worldwide. Communities are coming together to
Yeah.
create these financial systems that really work for them.
And we want to showcase, some real world examples,
Absolutely.
stories that highlight that tangible impact that this is having,
For sure.
on people's lives.
Yeah, let's start with a story close to home.
Okay.
I recently learned about this group of women
Oh.
right here in our city,
Mm-hmm.
who started a lending circle to support each other's small businesses.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm always so inspired by, women who are just breaking those barriers and creating their own paths.
These women are so talented,
Yeah.
and they're so passionate about their work,
Mm-hmm.
but they were facing this common obstacle,
What's that?
accessing the capital they needed to, grow their businesses.
I can imagine the banks weren't really lining up to help.
You're right.
Yeah.
They didn't have that collateral
Right.
or, that credit history that banks typically require.
Yeah.
So they decided, hey,
Yeah.
we're going to take matters into our own hands,
Hmm.
created a lending circle where they could,
Pool their resources.
pool their resources.
Yeah.
Support each other's dreams.
Well, what a great solution.
Yeah.
What kind of businesses are they running?
It's a diverse group,
Oh, wow.
One woman, started this catering business, right?
Right.
Specializing in healthy, locally sourced meals.
Nice.
Another one launched this handmade jewelry line.
Okay.
It featured ethically sourced gemstones.
It's awesome.
And another one is a graphic designer.
Okay.
She helps small businesses build their brands.
It's amazing they're not just supporting each other financially, but
Right.
they're creating this network
Yeah, absolutely.
of collaboration.
Shared expertise.
Yeah, it's really
It really highlights the power of collective action, you
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
and, the importance of creating those systems that empower those who are
Yeah.
excluded from those traditional avenues of finance.
Let's shift our focus to a community banking model that's making a significant impact, but globally.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard of the Grameen Bank?
the name rings a bell.
Okay.
But yeah, tell me more.
It's a microfinance organization.
Okay,
It was founded in Bangladesh
okay.
back in the 1970s.
Got it.
It's based on this revolutionary idea
Okay.
of providing small loans, like microcredit,
Mm-hmm.
to low-income individuals,
Right.
primarily women,
Okay.
to help them, start their own businesses.
Yeah, break that cycle of poverty.
Yeah. What's the key? What's the key to their success?
Well, one crucial factor is they really emphasize social collateral.
Okay.
Instead of requiring those traditional forms of collateral,
Right.
they rely on the power of group lending.
So similar to the lending circle model,
Exactly.
but just on a larger scale.
On a much larger scale.
Got it.
So borrowers form these small groups, right?
Right.
And they act as guarantors for each other's loans.
I see.
So it creates this built-in system of accountability and support.
It fosters that, like
Mhm.
community responsibility.
Exactly, exactly.
And it works.
And it works. The
Wow.
Grameen Bank has helped millions of people around the world,
That's amazing.
lift themselves out of poverty and achieve that financial independence.
It's a testament to, human ingenuity and just the belief that everyone deserves the opportunity to
But
thrive.
I think these stories are just a glimpse,
Right.
into this vast and vibrant world of community and family banking.
They demonstrate that there are alternatives out there
Yeah,
to the traditional financial system,
for sure.
ways to build wealth, empower communities, and create like a more equitable future.
Absolutely. So if you're feeling inspired by what you've heard today,
Yeah.
I encourage you, take action,
Yeah.
Start by having those conversations with your family, your friends, your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Explore the models that we discussed,
Right.
See what resonates with your community's needs and their aspirations.
Yeah,
The power to create change really lies within each of us,
it does.
you know? Don't wait for someone else to fix the system.
Right.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Love that. This has been such an incredible deep dive,
Oh,
into
good.
community and family banking.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you for joining us on this journey
It's been my pleasure.
of exploration and discovery.
Absolutely. And remember, a more just and equitable financial future is within our reach. It's going to build it together. Yeah.